This is the High School Coaches Roundtable Show, broadcasting from Sandy's Beef and Ale, where friends and family go for great food and all the big games since 1967. Each week, we broadcast from 2028 Old Lincoln with the stars from the Bucks County football teams. We now go live to Sandy's Beef and Ale for the High School Coaches Roundtable Show. Here now is your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
Good evening and welcome once again to Sandy's Beef and Ale for the High School Coaches Roundtable Show on the WBCB Sports Network. Ready or not, here it is, more high school football. And we already had games on Friday night. We've got Neshaminy and Pennsbury hopefully joining us on the show. But we start with the Morrisville Bulldogs. It's a new era and a welcome to brand new head coach Mitch Cohen, who leads the Bulldogs into this 2023 high school football season. What's up, Coach? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. Nothing's really changed. This is my fifth year here, as a D coordinator, so I'm pretty familiar with the program, with the kids. Just trying to take it to a next level, and we have 27 total on the roster right now, which is usually for a single A school, it's not bad. Had a great off season, good preseason. First game obviously wasn't the way we wanted. We played well. We had 211 yards rushing with 16-0 loss. But over to my far right, we have Raymond Holman, running back linebacker. We have Nick Jobs. He's our big, I guess, our main catalyst on the offensive line, defensive lineman.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being with us tonight at Sandy's, and we'll talk to you in just a little bit. But first, want to ask Coach about how week one played out for you. What were expectations? A 16-0 loss, but again, you moved the football pretty good against New Hope.
Yeah, we moved the football. 211 yards rushing. We didn't need to put the ball in the air that much. We thought we're down 13-0 at the half. We made adjustments, had a 7-yard drive out of the half. Raymond ran a 6-yard touchdown in, got called back. Then came back in the fourth quarter and had an 80-yard drive and had another 6-yard touchdown pass called back. So it could have went either way, but moving the ball was an issue.
Oh man, that hurts when you get those big plays called back like that. Before we got to talking on the show, and each week when we get together here at Sandy's, we get to meet coaches and players of local high school football teams. We're talking right now with the Morrisville Bulldogs. We'll talk to Council Rock North, Council Rock South. Neshaminy's in the house. Hopefully Pennsbury, Commonwealth League, and Catholic. Late to the party, but hopefully they will arrive at some point. But you mentioned to me, Coach, that there's good buy-in with the program. What are you seeing at camp, in practices, that gives you encouragement for this team that you're going in the right direction? Besides, numbers being up, and that's certainly an indication of good things.
Yeah, they're all working hard. They're believing in the program. We're changing the culture. It's a little different, and the biggest thing is that the kids buying in, and they're buying in the future. We're very young. We only have, I think, 4 seniors on the roster. We're really young, so the future looks really bright if they just stay at tone, keep working hard, and stay bought in. We'll be all right.
How about Academy of New Church? Right, that's coming up for you guys.
Yeah, we play them Saturday.
What do you know about them? What do you expect this week?
They're well coached. They have a really good quarterback. Quarterback's brother is a receiver. They're great connection. We believe we can run on them. I mean, that's our MO is the run game, and if we can do what we did against New Hope and stop those two, I think we have a very good shot to win the game.
Well, a big part of any run game are the big guys up front. And let's talk to Nick Jobs before we get to Raymond Holland, our two guests from Morrisville. What did you think week one? What has been the funnest part of being part of the Bulldogs this year? And what do you think when Coach talks about all the positives coming up for this team?
We can definitely get the plays in better. Like when we're out there, we all know what we're doing.
Yeah.
There was times last year where we would be confused on what we're doing, and when everyone knows the play and knows what to do, it helps the play run smoother, and the game just flow better. So that's probably the funnest part, is just knowing what to do, so I can make big plays when I'm out there.
How did it feel taking the field for the first time this season? And I don't know, a new coach. Did it feel like kind of a new era for Bulldog football?
It felt great being out there. Glad to be back out there. And our team's looking really good, and we're just going to keep building. And I'm excited to see what the rest of the season has for us.
That is great. I want you to move that microphone just a little bit closer as I ask you about what you're hearing this week in practice about your upcoming opponent on Saturday. What's the game plan, or what are you hearing? What kind of adjustments are you making this week to get ready for your upcoming game?
Definitely fix all of the penalty issues we had, so that way those touchdowns don't get called back, and we can put points on the board and hopefully win this week.
Also a baseball player.
Yeah, football is my main sport.
And had some pancake blocks. You guys did a film session, I would imagine.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? I would imagine some pros and cons, pointing out some good stuff and some things you need to work on. What were some things that were your takeaways from that experience?
It's great seeing yourself like pancake someone on film. It's great. There's nothing better than it. But constructive criticism is good.
Yeah.
Got to fix. Everyone can always fix something. So got to go out there, fix what we need to fix, and get better.
All part of the process of improving each day, each week,
Yep.
and going 1-0 this week. Well, good luck to you. Thanks for joining us for Sandy's Beef and Ale, being with us.
Thank you.
Did you order your sandwich yet?
I got chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders. All right, that's a big go-to. A lot of guys love the chicken tenders. I like the roast beef. You know, Sandy's Beef and Ale. You got to go with the roast beef, I think, when you're here.
I love chicken tenders. That's my go-to.
Hey, all right. Well, I hope you enjoy them. And we say hello to Raymond, who also joins us on the Roundtable show. So some plays got called back, as Coach was describing. Can you walk us through what went right on those plays, and then when you saw the flags, and what your reaction was when those big plays got called back for you guys? Kind of heartbreaking, but you got to just turn the page.
Yeah. So I got into the end zone, I turn around and see the flag. It's like, all right, gotta stay composed, try to get in the end zone again. But it is what it is. On to the next.
What has been your funnest part, being part of this program? I mean, it is a game. You're supposed to have fun with it. I mean, what elements of camp, practice, and then you actually get out on the field, have you been able to relish the most?
Definitely being out there with my teammates. It's a blessing. And having Coach Cohen as the head coach this year, the practices are like more structured now. Get to put in more things, So, yeah.
So Coach was saying numbers are up, still a young team though. Does that kind of put you into a leadership role, being maybe have a little bit more experience, and must be a lot of guys who are maybe even kind of new to the sport?
Yeah. We got a couple new players, a couple new freshmen, and I'm a junior now, so I kind of have to step up, lead the team, stuff like that.
Anything in particular that were some of your takeaways, either from film session or that the coaches are talking to you about with your upcoming opponent, Academy of New Church?
Yeah. Academy of New Church, they pass a lot, so we got to get our DBs right, get our safeties right for the upcoming game, so, yeah.
Now, as a linebacker, are you sometimes called to drop into coverage, though, and
yeah, definitely.
be part of that pass protection?
Yeah.
Well, good luck this week. Also, you say you're a basketball player. Nick was saying that football is his first sport. Are you basketball first, football first?
Definitely football first. I've been playing football my whole life, so, yeah.
Well, we welcome you to the Roundtable show. Did you get your sandwich ordered, or are you another chicken tender guy?
Another chicken tender guy.
All right, we got a couple of chicken tenders here from the Morrisville Bulldogs. Good luck to them this week. Coach, thank you so much for being with us, and good luck to you as we start a new era of Morrisville Bulldog football with head coach Mitch Cohen, and we thank them for joining us, kicking off the High School Coaches Roundtable show. Again, each week we get together here at Sandy's, and we eat roast beef sandwiches and chicken tenders, and we talk high school football. We're going to step aside briefly. When we get back, we got Council Rock North, Council Rock South, Neshaminy with us tonight, and we're going to take an inside look into their programs and what's going on when it comes to the high school football scene here. And again, thanks to the Bulldog. Let's hear it for these guys as we take a break here at Sandy's Beef and Ale.
Sandy's Beef and Ale has been serving famous hand-carved roast beef sandwiches since 1967. Sandy's Beef and Ale is located in the Woodburn Square Shopping Center next to the Oxford Valley Mall. Stop in anytime for not only the roast beef sandwiches, but also the patty, the tailgater, and the Cuban. Family and friends have been coming to Sandy's Beef and Ale since 1967. 2028 Old Lincoln Highway, the home of the hand-carved sandwich.
Care begins with a safe place, and since 1954, Lower Bucks Hospital has been known for its outstanding medical staff, skilled and compassionate nurses, and latest technology. Lower Bucks Hospital is renowned for its cardiology expertise, surgery, behavioral health, groundbreaking heart care. And for athletes, Lower Bucks Hospital is your go-to hospital for sports medicine and orthopedics. For emergency care, Lower Bucks Hospital is an acute care hospital, and you can schedule your own arrival time with Get Care Now, which minimizes your wait time in the emergency room. Visit their website at lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. That's lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. Lower Bucks Hospital, 501 Bath Road, Bristol.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
BCWSA customers, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Green here. I played on the 1993 National League champs, so I know a thing or two about what it's like playing on a winning team. BCWSA has all the ingredients. They make it easy for their customers to get automatic updates by text, email, or phone anytime there is a disruption in your service area. You can even customize your alerts by going to bcwsa.net. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, your partner for a safer environment. BCWSA, proven.
We now return to Sandy's Beef and Ale in Langhorne for the Bucks County Coaches Roundtable Show. Once again, here's your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
All right, welcome back to Sandy's Beef and Ale, back to the High School Coaches Roundtable Show. And we thank all of our friends on YouTube for joining us, everybody that's in our radio listening audience, and all that are here at Sandy's Beef and Ale enjoying a Sandwich and the High School Coaches Roundtable Show. And big thanks to Dave Guindon, the staff at Sandy's, to Jane. Dave and Jane are not with us tonight, but they do such a great job of hosting the show, hooking us up. We got to bring our helmets out. Maybe next week we'll bring our high school football helmets. They are right now adorning each table for our teams that join us for the Roundtable Show. And right now it's Council Rock North and Coach Flaherty. Welcome.
Thanks for having us. Yeah. How you doing?
Thank you for joining us. Week 1 action here already, and it's. I mean, even before school starts, this team is taking the field and starts to come together. I know that's a kind of a good thing when it comes to, the first day of school jitters for these guys sometimes. Like, at least you know people and you got some friendships and relationships already made. But tell me a little bit about your Week 1 game. High-scoring affair, 44-28. You guys are on the wrong end of it, but 28 points, not bad as far as the offense is concerned. Can you tell me a little bit about how things developed for you?
Yeah, so like you said, we had a tough game Week 1. Wissahickon came out firing. I mean, the opening kickoff, they returned into our territory, and then they scored right away, and they're a good team. They got a lot of good players, and we battle a little bit, try to make it a little bit of a game. I think with Gio and Mike, and along with the others offensively, thought we did pretty well. But we just here and there, maybe a stop here and there, we could have been right back into it. But
Yeah, and I don't want to interrupt you, Coach, but I know sometimes when a game starts off and there's a certain tone that is set, it's hard to get the momentum back on your side. But how did you turn things around in the second half? Were you guys able to kind of look at the second half of that game and take some positives out of it?
Yeah, well, we just emphasized at halftime, for the first half didn't go the way we wanted it to go, and then just kind of emphasized, hey, keep playing, have a 0-0 mentality, and I think these guys did it. I applaud the effort that went along with it. Got to get off to a faster start.
Right. Well, this week you guys are getting ready for Abington. And before we meet your players, before we hear about what you expect from the Ghosts, tell me what you coaching staff, what your role is there for Council Rock North.
Right. So I'm the defensive line coach. Coach Griner and I sort of tag team that. That's basically my role. So,
well, I mean, games are won in the trenches, they say. So it is a heavy responsibility to get after it against Abington. What are you expecting, and how are you going to help your lines get to help your linemen get to the QB?
Yeah, well, they're a pretty big physical team. They have a running back that's shifty and patient. We got to get all 11 hats to the ball, and their quarterback has a lively arm, and they got some guys who could go up and get it. They got some athletes over there, so we just gotta play fast, tough, and physical, and I think we can match up with them. So but that's why they play. So
that's awesome. Yeah,
we'll see.
And Coach, tell us who you brought with you tonight for the high school coaches roundtable show as you guys look with some optimism towards that Abington game and tightening up that defense. Certainly a priority after taking it against the Wissahickon team. Yeah.
So we have Gio Koza, who going into the season was second string quarterback, but he came in for Farley Friday, and I thought he did a good job commanding the offense and getting the chains moving, and he'll be starting Friday morning, and we also have Mike Zarutsky, who explosive wide receiver, made some plays for us. It was funny because last year when we played at Wissahickon for JV, these guys connected on a couple touchdown throws and catches, and they also made some big plays at Wissahickon again on the varsity level. So good kids, work hard, love ball, as they say, and we're lucky to have them.
Well, I mean, that's what it's about when we get together here at Sandy's. It's about the dedication these guys put into the program, the passion that the coaches have for the sport, and the want to get on the field and clash on Friday night under the lights. But hold on a second. You said it's going to be Friday morning?
Yeah, so obviously due to different circumstances over at Abington, not sure if you heard, but
they moved the game up?
Yeah, 11:30 a.m. Friday.
Gotcha.
So,
all right, Gio, tell me a little bit about your journey to signal caller for this Council Rock North team. And, I mean, congratulations on the accolades that your coach gives you, just the poise that you had to be thrust into that role and do a pretty good job. Oh, hold on a second. I'll do a good job by turning up your microphone. That'd help.
Yeah, so week one, going in with a bunch of nerves running. I was playing as a free safety, and right. I'm the team's backup quarterback, but, it's something that you don't expect to see happen. Your quarterback goes down in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Right.
And you just get thrown in without warning that it's going to happen, but you just got to make sure that you can produce.
And what has the learning curve been like from the moment you were out there for the first point in that game to how ready you feel like you are to take the field in this second game? I would think that even though it's only a few days, you're must feel, a much greater sense of readiness, preparedness, and all that stuff, maybe, and get those jitters out a little bit.
Yeah, so week one, after I went in, I was a little shaky, a little thrown off,
I mean, then again, like, you get thrown in there so fast, you almost don't have time to get nervous or get jittery or whatever. You're there.
Yep. So I definitely settled in very quickly because I had to. After the first touchdown, I felt confident, and I felt like we can really come back in this. Realistically, we're a young team. We're working hard every day to get ready for Abington, and I think it's going to be a great game.
And what are your coaches telling you about this week, the matchup, what to expect from the defense you're going to be facing?
Well, Abington's a really good team. They've been known for being good, but we took over like last year. We took the film from last year and from their game against Cheltenham, and we just put it together to produce some plays that we think are going to be able to handle it.
Well, you know, one of the things about this whole football experience is that it's supposed to be fun. You guys put in a ton of work in the weight room and everything, and now you get thrust into this quarterback role. I imagine there can be a little bit of pressure to it. But what has been fun for you on the field with your teammates at camp that is, you know, not just playing the games, but the whole experience of being a Council Rock North football player?
Yeah, really, every time I'm on the field, I just try to stay loose, stay comfortable, have fun, you know. I feel like it's easier for me to complete a pass if I am really close with the guys that I'm throwing to. So I make sure to have really good relationships, joke around, stuff like that.
All right, I didn't ask anybody from Morrisville, but what's it been like actually getting back to school now, transitioning into the classroom this week? A little bit stressful, and then you got a game to get ready for too. That's a lot.
So we just really we're just focusing on football at this point. We know school's starting. We're getting ready for that, but it's mostly all gun-ho football.
And you just take, you know, each challenge as it comes, like one thing at a time. Don't get ahead of yourself. Good luck this week against Abington.
Thank you.
Did you get chicken fingers, or did you go with like a roast beef sandwich?
I got the 50-game suspension.
Oh my goodness, that is some serious. That's some serious action here. The 50-game suspension, I think, is like hot salami and hot pastrami and all this crazy hot peppers on there and everything. I never had that kind of guts, but I credit you, Gio, for going that way. 50-game suspension guy here.
Hashtag QB1.
That's right. All right, Michael, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us on the Roundtable. Tell me a little bit about some of your best plays from week one action. You guys did put 28 points up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I had a couple good plays, a couple nice long gains, thanks to him. But their DBs were pretty good. But
Good chemistry, you guys are.
Yeah, we've played together for a little while now, so we got that there. But, yeah, working against their DBs was tough, getting off the line and stuff. But I just followed through, made the plays, made sure to secure the ball. And then run after catch is a big deal, too. So,
how about what you're hearing about Abington? Any different like skills that you guys might be specifically working on that you see? I know Morrisville just talked a little bit about protecting the football, for instance.
Yeah. I don't think we really had a big problem with that. But our defense, I think we got to work up on a lot, like with our coverages and who we have out there, so that we don't let up a lot of points like we did week one. But I feel like we prepared a lot, and we're going to prepare a lot more this week. I feel like we'll be ready.
Tell me a little bit about what you see as the makeup of your team, the work you guys put in the off season. Are you guys a team with a lot of varsity experience, a lot of fresh faces? I mean, it might be hard to, I know there were a lot of guys that come back, but also a lot of guys that graduate with any program.
Yeah, we're a really young team. We had a lot of seniors leave last year. But I think we can all handle it.
It's got to be a next man up attitude no matter what when it comes to football, whether it's high school football or NFL football or whatever. What has been your funnest part of being part of this Council Rock North team and what you guys have been doing? I know, some programs have special nights where they get together and eat spaghetti or, that kind of stuff is what we want to hear about.
Yeah. I mean, everything, really. Yeah, you can't get much better than this.
Well, good luck this week against Abington. And, guys, thank you for being with us for the High School Coaches Roundtable Show, the Council Rock North Indians here at Sandy's Beef and Ale. Guys, take care, and we're going to bring Council Rock South up as you guys depart.
All right, thanks for having us.
All right, thanks to Coach Flaherty, to Gio, and to Michael here from Rock North. And, again, they're getting ready to take on the Abington Ghosts in Week 2. We got a big schedule for you. Week 2 action on WBCB. Again, you can catch it all on YouTube. Neshaminy, Pennsbury, Conwell Egan Catholic, and the Notre Dame Irish, all in action on Friday night. So looking forward to all of that and bringing you the play-by-play and all the video coverage. It is great to be back here at Sandy's. We heard about the 50-game suspension. I always love the classic roast beef sandwich at Sandy's, and they have all the games on, always the Phillies action. I kind of knew that Dave was out of town when I saw the Mets game on the TV. I said, what? Dave must be, is Dave here tonight? Well, they always have the Philly, any game you want, they have here at Sandy's. Big Penn State fans, of course, the Eagles, all the NFL action. Catch it all at Sandy's Beef and Ale, and throughout the season we'll let you know about some special events. They always support Penn State's Thon with a big special tailgate with one of the Penn State games. All right, right now, Council Rock South with us, and they are 1-0 after Week 1 action. Coach Quinn, welcome. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Tell us a little bit about the game, 27-3, the final, and I mean that's a nice lopsided win. You guys must feel pretty good about how things looked.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we went into the game.
So William Tennant, right?
Yeah, William Tennant. We were home. They came over to us, and we put a lot of good work in over since February, about 8 months. And these kids really busted their tails for 8 months. So going into that game, I think we all kind of knew what we were going to expect. And I'd be lying if we said the result isn't what we expected. We thought we would win the game. We thought we would rush the ball pretty well, and we have a really good defense, so we thought we would hold them pretty tight. So the score was good for us, but we think we probably could have done a little bit more.
We get to meet different coaches here. We just had a defensive line coach, and right now an offensive coordinator, of course, Mitch Cohen, the head coach of Morrisville Bulldogs, getting us started. Coach Quinn, tell me a little bit about what the offensive philosophy is of the Golden Hawks this year. Kind of a ground and pound, run the football?
Yeah, of course. Well, I think just in all high school football, I think it's very good to have a good running game, and I think it all starts there. So, last year I think we kind of were finding out who we were, and towards the end of the season, we finished really strong and kind of established our identity where we're going to kind of move some pieces around and find a way to get our playmakers the ball. And obviously we want to run the ball, but, we're not afraid to throw. We have a 6'4" quarterback who's going to play Division I baseball, and we have really good tailbacks and a big receiver. So I think each week kind of goes through a different alley, but I think we can kind of spread it around as well as run the ball. But it all starts with running.
All right, we're going to meet Chase and Vinny from the Golden Hawks in just a little bit. But what do you guys expect from Neshaminy? You see the Kensington game. They looked dominant in Week 1 with a 44-0 win, and we'll be joined by the Skins later on in the High School Coaches Roundtable Show. And you two guys hooking up on Friday night. We'll have that game on WBCB.
Oh, nice.
What did you see from Neshaminy?
Yeah, they did a really good job. Obviously, they gave up about 25 total yards of defense. They did a heck of a job stopping Kensington. I think they, kind of similar to our game, they did what they wanted to do, and they did a really good job of it. Very well-coached team. You could see them just fundamentally sound, and all their guys are going at a different speed, and you could just see that on film. Watching their defensive line, they're flying upfield. They're really doing a good job creating, getting their gaps. Really good secondary, really fast corners. So I think it's going to be a good game. I think they're, we're definitely expect the best from them. They're a really good team. They beat us up pretty good last year, so I think we know what to expect when we go against a team like Neshaminy.
I mean, that might be our game of the week on Friday night. We'll have that one for you on the WBCB Sports Network. And, Coach, tell me a little bit about the players that you brought with you tonight here for the roundtable.
Yeah, of course. This is Chase Myers right next to me. Chase is our starting running back as well as one of our starting corners. He did an excellent job in our first game. He had about 160 yards rushing, a touchdown. He had an interception. His little brother had 80 yards rushing, so there was a little family atmosphere
Wow.
on the offensive side of the ball. He's also one of our team captains. Then next to him is Vinny Sidlick, another one of our captains. Vinny's the quarterback of our offensive line. He's our center, team leader on the front. He gets those guys going, as well as he plays defensive line, had a couple good tackles.
Well, we'll probably have these guys back for Captain's Night, which
Yeah,
comes up
definitely.
later in the Roundtable schedule, like the last Wednesday of the season. I think we get all the captains together and a big photo and everything. And before we talk to your players, one more thing, Coach.
Yeah.
Building the program, you said a lot of work put in since February.
Yeah.
Besides the weight room and stuff, what other off-field things have you guys done to build leadership, build some togetherness? I mentioned, some programs have like spaghetti dinners and I don't know, fundraising. All that stuff helps.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm probably keeping it lightly because we were back in the weight room in December. These kids came back pretty quickly because we knew what we had going into this year. But other than lifting, we would like to go outside a lot earlier than we normally do. And we would go out back and we play some basketballs every now and then, shoot some knockout, try to find activities that these guys can do. But they do an excellent job together. We have 22 seniors, and all of those guys kind of lead the team by example, right, most of the time. These guys are young kids. They're still kids, but they do a good job. And then throughout the summer, we'll try to have some of those team meals or anything like that. We had one last Thursday, but we kind of leave that kind of stuff to these guys because at the end of the day, it's their team. We do the best we can do, but it's for these guys, and they got to control that.
That's great when it's like organic, grassroots kind of
And that's how you want it to
relationships. All right, so Chase, congratulations on Week 1 victory, 160 yards.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about some of your highlights in that game.
Well, we ran the ball pretty well. Our offensive line played amazing. Same with our fullbacks, setting up lanes for me to run through. Made my job pretty easy, honestly. And I was able to make people miss after getting the second level, which set up bigger runs. And a lot of the runs were just like 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, and it just made it easy to move down the field.
That's great when you're just ripping off chunks of yardage like that. This week, Neshaminy coming up, and I feel the optimism from Coach Quinn, getting excited about the work you guys have put in. Tell me a little bit about what you have been doing in the off season and how you felt like that paid off in the first week.
I felt like we had a lot of guys showing up early, like even in the summer when you could be doing any of the things like vacation or something like that. We had a lot of guys in the weight room showing up to practice, putting a lot of hard work in. Like you said, we had 22 seniors, and most of us have been playing together since like elementary school. So we really have a good bond and been coming up playing together, and we're just ready to win.
Yeah, one of the things that Council Rock South does, as well as any school in the area, is support the Athletes Helping Athletes program. And for many, many years, they would have honorary captains take the field, and they still carry that tradition today. Chase says that you're a volunteer with that group. Tell me a little bit about what that experience was like for you. Have you been out there with some of those honorary captains before a game?
I haven't before, but I've definitely helped with the Athletes Helping Athletes before, and it all just started basically in my gym class. I had a few kids that weren't as fortunate as me in my class, and just like how I communicated with them and being with them. And my teacher noticed it, and she happens to be a part of the Athletes Helping Athletes.
Yeah.
And she just asked me if I wanted to apply to be an officer for it, and I was like, yeah, definitely.
This
something
season,
I want to be a part of.
Right, you're going to be at midfield as a captain of Council Rock North, and again, Athletes Helping Athletes. I think a great program. I don't know all that much about, but I just know that there's been steadfast support from Council Rock South and from some of the student athletes that are over there. So I credit you. What's been some of the fun stuff you've been able to do as part of this Council Rock South team? And I mean, maybe the most fun thing is win.
Yeah, winning solves anything. So if you're able to win, everything will come together. Like I said, the senior group's really tight, so being able to win with them makes everything better. And just competing every day with your friends that you've been growing up with since elementary school and just going to war with them, it makes everything a lot better.
All right, so you're looking to carry that momentum into Week 1. What are you hearing about Abington? What do you guys have to do to, Neshaminy, pardon me, to get a Week 2 victory, go 2-0?
Yeah, they're definitely tough. They're physical up front, but I trust my guys up front also to go head-to-head with them. We got playmakers on the outside. Like Coach said, a great quarterback also. And our defense is tough, too. I think we can go toe-to-toe with anybody.
Good luck this week, and thanks for
you.
being with us at the Roundtable
Thank
show.
you.
Any exciting sandwiches that you may have ordered?
I had the chicken parm sandwich.
Chicken parm, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's an upgrade from a chicken finger. All right,
Yeah.
you get the chicken finger, then you get the chicken parm, then you're stepping up to the roast beef,
you
and
wouldn't
then
order it.
somebody got the 50-game suspension, and that's a real commitment. I'll tell you that. Well, Chase, thank you so much. Vinny, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit about some of your highlights from week 1.
I think the first one that comes to my mind was we got the ball after forcing like a 3-and-out. Pretty much, I think it was in the second quarter. We got the ball, we went to a heavy package, and we scored right away. This kid scored right here, had a good run, and I had a pretty good block on the linebacker, and it set up a huge hole for him. And that was nice. It was nice seeing him run down the field, and then like all of us coming back to congratulate him and come together. It was nice.
I mean, and as much as it's a celebration for the running back and for the whole team, the offensive line takes a lot of credit or a lot of pride in that type of thing. How's the chemistry coming together with your offensive linemen? A lot of guys that you played with last year, fresh faces. What's that like?
About like it's 3 offensive linemen are returning, and then there's 2 new guys. The one's a senior, and the other one's a sophomore. So I've kind of put the sophomore under my wing a little bit, trying to like show him the ropes of everything from coaching to just playing football and having fun.
Tell me a little bit about what is fun to you about being part of the program, or what are the events that you enjoy the most?
I think definitely pasta night. I love all the team moms do a great job setting up for us and make some damn good food, so I can't complain.
Now, you say you take a sophomore under your wing, but you also take some other youngsters under your wing as a youth football coach.
Yep.
Tell me about what that's like. Is that like a flag league, Pop Warner?
It's a Pop Warner League, yeah. We've been going after it since first day of August and going pretty much every single day of the week except for Sundays. And it's a grind coming from practice. I'm coming home, showering, eating, and then I'm right back to the field for another 2.5 hours with those kids. But they're a good group, and I'm really happy with what they've done so far.
I mean, really, it's crazy what these kids put into their schedules, the academics, the volunteering that you guys put on top of being a varsity athlete. There is a lot on the plate of these young guys, and we credit them for all the work and the sacrifice that they put into being part of a program. What do you think this week, Vinny, against Neshaminy? What are you hearing from your coaches? And being a coach, does it give you a different perspective? I don't know, on coaching itself, and have you taken some lessons from the coach? You know, you like say this, you end up saying the same stuff that Coach Quinn says.
Nah, usually shout out to Coach Fitz and our Dindy. I use a lot of the drills he does, and I apply it to the drills when I coach the little kids. And although they don't do it as well as we do, but I like trying to do it because it shows them more of an advanced aspect of football.
Yeah, it seems like the teammates end up having similar orders. Did you also get the chicken parm?
No, I got the Godfather.
Oh, the Godfather. I saw like a Facebook post from Sandy's, and it had the Godfather with like and I was like hearing the Godfather music in my head and stuff. I think it's a good choice.
He's struggling eating it.
It's good.
He's got a lot of water next to him.
That's a serious commitment too. Well, guys, thank you so much for being with us. Good luck against Neshaminy, the Council Rock South Golden Hawks, here at the High School Coaches Roundtable Show at Sandy's Beef and Ale. We're going to step aside again, and we'll be joined by the Neshaminy Skins, right? Redskins with us, and they're coming up. So this is great. We hear from Council Rock South, then we'll hear from Neshaminy. Those two teams getting together Friday night on the WBCB Sports Network.
Sandy's Beef and Ale has been serving famous hand-carved roast beef sandwiches since 1967. Sandy's Beef and Ale is located in the Woodburn Square Shopping Center next to the Oxford Valley Mall. Stop in anytime for not only the roast beef sandwiches, but also the patty, the tailgater, and the Cuban. Family and friends have been coming to Sandy's Beef and Ale since 1967. 2028 Old Lincoln Highway, the home of the hand-carved sandwich.
Care begins with a safe place, and since 1954, Lower Bucks Hospital has been known for its outstanding medical staff, skilled and compassionate nurses, and latest technology. Lower Bucks Hospital is renowned for its cardiology expertise, surgery, behavioral health, groundbreaking heart care. And for athletes, Lower Bucks Hospital is your go-to hospital for sports medicine and orthopedics. For emergency care, Lower Bucks Hospital is an acute care hospital, and you can schedule your own arrival time with Get Care Now, which minimizes your wait time in the emergency room. Visit their website at lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. That's lowerbuckshosp.com/getcarenow. Lower Bucks Hospital, 501 Bath Road, Bristol.
Your day-to-day life is hectic between having to pick up the kids, make dinner, the countless other tasks that you got to get done. Rob's Automotive and Collision is there to make your life a whole lot easier. Make sure you take advantage of their spacious waiting rooms, the large flat-screen TVs, complimentary coffee and muffins, and free Wi-Fi. So even when you do have to stop, Rob's is there to make you feel right at home. Give Rob's a call today at 215-826-9200 for any of your auto repair needs.
This is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. And here's the pitch. BCWSA water and sewer customers, you have a new and improved option to pay your bill that's convenient, reliable, and secure. Powered by Invoice Cloud, you can pay your bill 24/7 online, pay by text or phone, or sign up for AutoPay to avoid fees for late or missed payments. Visit bcwsa.net to sign up or for more info. That's bcwsa.net. BCWSA, proven.
We now return to Sandy's Beef and Ale in Langhorne for the Bucks County Coaches Roundtable Show. Once again, here's your host, WBCB's Chris Ermer.
Back to Sandy's Beef and Ale High School Coaches Roundtable Show. And we've got Coach Wilmot and the Neshaminy Redskins with us now, coming off of a Week 1 victory over Kensington, 44-0, the final score. Coach Wilmot, congratulations on the victory. Tell me a little bit. We were talking to another team and just saying once a team sets a tone, everything starts to go in the right direction. Was that the case for you guys? Early success?
Early success. Defense gets some stops. Special teams block some punts. It was pretty much our night the whole night. The thing I'm disappointed, I wish I would have seen, but we just didn't have the opportunity to, is we didn't have any long drives because we didn't have to, which is a good thing because, your defense gets you the ball. Special teams kind of sets you up a little bit. But, it was fun. Like I said after the game, a little bittersweet. I wish we could have earned it more, but a lot of guys did a lot of really good things. And, we like to celebrate when our players do good stuff. And there was definitely a lot to celebrate.
I think as much for any other team, it kind of was a must-win game for Neshaminy in the sense that you guys were on a brand new field, setting a tone for a new era of Neshaminy football, and it had to feel great to celebrate that win. And the fans are there, the students are there, and to get that Week 1 victory is certainly getting off on a good foot.
Yeah, I mean the student section was they were in mid-season form. They were excited to be there. There was a lot of excitement in that student section.
I heard it was luau night.
It was, and everyone had
Hawaiian night
had
or
a lay.
something.
Yeah, everyone had a lay, and it was fun. And I think the student section had a great night. The band had a great night. The stadium wasn't super packed. It was about what I expected, to tell you the truth. But this week when we play Council Rock South, I know that their fans will turn up, and our fans will turn up, and we're really looking forward to a great night on Friday night at our stadium.
Well, a great start with the new stadium and new lights and everything for Neshaminy over Kensington, 1-0 now, and getting ready for Council Rock South. So what do you see on film from the Golden Hawks? And
obviously, with the victory that they had, I saw a lot of good things. They want to establish a strong run game, and If you get sucked up on that run, their quarterback is great. I mean, he can lay that ball out there, and the receivers just kind of run right by the defensive backs that come on up to try to fill on the run, and they do a nice job defensively. They run around really well. They're stout up front. Our offensive line's going to have to be able to move them a little bit. Their linebackers run around. I think they have a pretty good football team.
And one of the things I was asking the Golden Hawks about are some of the things that they do off the field to bring the program together, and we've been talking about pasta dinners and all that stuff. What are some of those things that you guys do? I mean, the N Club come in, and is that one of the roles they play?
These kids are with each other pretty much all year. I mean, but with the off-season lifting, we lift 4 days a week, and so there's that camaraderie that happens in the weight room. That's where it really kind of gels. And in season, we after camp breaks, we have a pool party, and the seniors have their pasta parties every Thursday night. There's a lot of things, and
all right, I want to that pool party. That's what I'm talking about. That sounds like a good time. I would imagine that's worth some of the sacrifices of being a Neshaminy football player. It seems like a lot of fun.
We have a top-notch belly flop contest that happens there, and then there's a little basketball game that kind of goes on the side. And some people don't leave the cupcakes. Some people just eat cupcakes all the time, and it's good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Coach, tell us who you brought with you tonight, please, and we'll talk to our guests here for the Roundtable show.
Okay, first guy is a senior, a guy to my right here, Doyle Schwartz. We talked about it at the other WBCB show.
Yep.
Doyle is kind of the heart and soul vocal leader on our team. He plays defensive back. In the Kensington game, he had an interception and a nice return to kind of go along with his interception. And the thing that I value the most, he does some good things he does some great things on the football field, but I really value his leadership and his positive attitude. Do you want me to talk about each one?
Yeah, just introduce them quickly, and then we got Doyle Jason, right?
Yeah, the next guy is no stranger to the Roundtable show. He used to be my stat guy when we used to bring the likes of Ole Manzik and Corey Joyce and Chris James. Jason was my assistant, and he would dial up the stats and said, Ole had such and such the stats, and Chris James had this. So he's been my right-hand guy for a long time, and I'm really honored to be able to bring him. He was our leading rusher in the course of the game. He's not a starter, and all of his yards came in the second quarter. He basically just played the second quarter and was our leading rusher with 44 yards. Next guy is he's been extremely consistent for us, going all the way back to June minicamp. He's been just playing at a high level at center. His name is Kyler Nelson. He's a junior. So Jason and Kyler are both juniors. He's just been playing at a really high level, and he definitely deserves to be here, not only for what he did against the Kensington, but the way he's handled himself during our football camp, and going all the way back to minicamp.
All right, the Neshaminy Redskins getting ready for Council Rock South in Week 2. Doyle, take me through that interception and the return. You remember that play?
Yeah, I remember it. It was really the only passing play that they got in the air that game. Our D-line was eating, so there wasn't really too many balls in the air. But I had a good leverage over top of the receiver, so I was able to watch the quarterback the whole time as I was pedaling. Saw that he was reading that side of the field. He let it loose. It was kind of a bad pass, so I broke on it, caught it. I was a little mad I wasn't able to take it for 6. I had some decent blockers, but a guy got me from behind. I think it was after like 20 yards or something like that. So it felt pretty nice. First pick at the new Ridge, so it felt great.
Coach Wilmot crediting you with your leadership. Are you a vocal guy? Is it lead by example? A little bit of everything.
Yeah,
I see your teammates they're saying, yeah, he's a vocal guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty loud. When we do our jumping jacks before a game, before a practice, I'm pretty loud. I can get us dialed up. Before a game, I like to break it down, give the guys a little talk. Like, nothing too crazy, nothing too long, just to play with some heart and keep the energy going all game, because that's what we got to do.
We talked during the preview show as we met the Neshaminy Redskins at the Irish Rover Station House about you're a wrestler too for Neshaminy. Yeah. But it says here you work at you have a job too.
Yeah, I work at Marshall's.
Like I said, that's a lot for these. You got the academics, you got the football, and then you put in some hours. What, like on a weekend or something, or?
Yeah, I work Saturdays and Sundays, usually like 12 to 5, 12 to 6. It's not too bad. I just work in shoes, so.
All right, so what do you think you guys need to do against Council Rock South? Keep this momentum going? What are you hearing from the coaches? Film session?
Well, we've been doing a lot of film defensively. I can't speak for offense because I'm double D, so I'm always with the defensive coaches and the defensive guys. In the D film room, we're putting in a lot of work. Almost after every practice, we're in there. We're talking about what we got to do, who our assignments are. We know that they're a heavy hidden team, and they're going to come out and try to run it down our throat. And we got to do what we can to stuff them up front. Our DBs got to be on it over top of their tight ends. We just got to do what we did last week, but to a different level because it's a better football team.
Well, good luck this week. Did you get a roasted meat sandwich here at Sandy's Beef and Ale?
You don't even want to know.
I actually got the Sandy sampler.
Okay.
Kept it nice and versatile with the, what was it?
That's original thinking.
Chicken tenders, mozzarella sticks, fries, mac and cheese bites, extra mac and cheese bites instead of the raviolis. Well, honey mustard.
The Sandy sampler.
I mean, this guy thinks outside the box, Coach.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Jason, congratulations on the rushing yardage this past week. Tell me a little bit about that second quarter, and it seemed like, or it sounds like, you had some big holes for you. I mean, the guys up front must have been able to move the line of scrimmage pretty consistently.
Yeah, we recovered a fumble the second quarter. Coach Kelly said, Jason, you're going in, because Coach Bell told him in the booth. Went in, first play was even, and I didn't even have to.
Even is?
Inside
zone play.
Yeah. I didn't even have to do much. There was a wide open hole, ran for, I think, 9 yards, and pretty much just rolled smoothly.
What are you hearing this week about what the team needs to do against Council Rock South? Any, I don't know, game plan adjustments or?
Yeah, we just got to play really hard because we know they're going to be better than Kensington, and they're playing for a lot. Their program's been getting very, very, very good throughout the years, and we need to come ready to play.
All right, what was your sandwich order here at Sandy's Beef and Ale? You know, they got, of course, the turkey, the roast beef, and then we've been hearing about some of the specialty sandwiches like the Godfather and the 50-game suspension, I think, but they got a tailgater sandwich and some other go-tos.
Yeah, I've been getting the same thing since I could remember, the chicken parm sandwich.
All right, that's a strong choice.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody has ever said, I got the sampler before, but we're breaking new ground tonight with Doyle. Jason, thanks for being with us tonight for the Roundtable show. Good luck this week against Council Rock South, and pass that headset along if you don't mind to Kyler Nelson, a junior offensive lineman who joins us tonight and gets ready for Council Rock South with the rest of the team. What did you see in film study? What were some of the positives that your coaches were talking to you guys about?
Yeah, so we were moving the D linemen pretty well, like just making gaps open, making room for the running back to make plays, and yeah, that's just what we're doing all game.
You know, once you start things going in the right direction, did it allow you guys to maybe work on some things or to feel like it was an opportunity to tighten things up, just get better?
We were making plays, but obviously there were some low points still, things we got to work on.
Right.
Just look at it in the film room and fix it in practice all week. Yeah.
All right, offensive line coming together. Tell me a little bit about the guys that you're working with there, their experience, and how it is working with the guys alongside of you. And
well, this year we've had a lot of like depth in our O-line. So we have a lot of twos that are trying to start games. So that's been good. Learning all the new plays basically, and yeah, just getting better in the weight room in the off season as well to get stronger for the season. Everyone.
What's been one of your funnest parts about being part of Neshaminy football, either off-field stuff, and I probably doesn't get better than a week 1 victory on the new field and the lights and everything?
Yeah, the team just being a family, that's obviously a great part, and then Friday nights always fun. Just being able to hit someone, everyone working together to win games.
My dad goes to all the Neshaminy games, and he said what you guys do now is kind of gather up under the goalpost before somebody says, look to the left, here come the Redskins. And he said he just felt it was a little anticlimactic. I don't know what you guys can do about it, put a curtain up or something or whatever, but they used to run down the hill, right? And you didn't see the team. They said, oh, look to the left, and then everybody come running down the hill. Here come the Redskins. Now they just are like in the goalpost, and they go through the,
I admire your dad. He knows. Yeah, like he knows,
I mean, there's a little theater part of that.
He knows about the traditions, and one of the things we have to do is build new traditions.
There you go.
And who knows? Maybe we'll get a big giant inflatable helmet. We'll come out of the inflatable helmet or something. Have smoke in there or something.
I love it.
Come up with something. I don't know.
That sounds awesome. Well, congratulations to Neshaminy on their Week 1 victory. And we got one more team to talk to. The Bristol Warriors are in the house, so let's bring them over. Coach Wilmot, thanks so much. Jason, Kyler, Doyle, best of luck against Council Rock South. And again, that's a game we've got on WBCB Friday night, under the lights. And we're here at Sandy's Beef and Ale. We got Warriors coming over. No, I think we can hang here and talk about all the great sandwiches and all the great traditions at Sandy's, including the high school coaches roundtable show, their excellent staff, the awesome tailgaters and the specialty sandwiches, their Penn State traditions as well. Again, they'll host a tailgate party to support Penn State's big fundraiser to fight childhood cancer thon. And we'll let you know more about that as we continue throughout the weeks at Sandy's Beef and Ale. Every Wednesday we're here 7 to 8. The show's live on YouTube. You can also hear it back on Friday nights on WBCB 1490 AM and 107.3 FM. And we'd love to have you here on a Wednesday to say hello to some of the high school players and to grab a sandwich with us. And right now we got Coach Collins from Bristol. What's happening, Coach? Welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Great to be back.
All right, tell us a little bit about your Week 1 game. You guys fall just a little bit short.
Yeah, it was a tough loss there at the end. But
it was like a 14-12 game?
Yeah, right down to that last play on the 2-point conversion there. It was a hard-fought game. We lost a few guys to injuries, but I'm still proud of the fight we did and the effort we put in throughout the game.
Coach, tell me a little bit about who you brought with you, and then before we meet your player, I want to find out about Lower Moreland. But who's our guest here for the
tonight?
Bristol
We
football?
brought our senior running back and captain, Kendall Cottrell. All-around great guy, great teammate, great player, and a great presence to have in the locker room.
Well, welcome, Mr. Cottrell. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Coach Collins, what do you guys expect from Lower Moreland, Week 2? How do you guys get into the win column?
They're a familiar opponent for us, so we know this is going to be a hard-fought game. We just got to stick to everything we worked on throughout the week and our game plan and just bring that same sort of, tough attitude that we bring every week, and hopefully we can get a win this time.
I mean, based on some of the stats that you shared with me, Coach, it really seems like Kendall is kind of a one-man wrecking crew, 152 yards on the ground, 60 yards receiving, and a rushing touchdown in that game. That's probably a pretty big percentage of your offense.
Yeah, he really is the man for us. He's our number one back, and in our senior year so far with him, he's really stepped it up as a leader and as a player. He can really just do it all for us.
Yeah, the other thing I'm asking the coaches and different programs about what they do to bring everybody together off the field and on the field, like spaghetti dinners and all that stuff. What are some of the Warrior traditions that bring the team together each year?
Well, before every game, we always have a dinner together as a team. And not too long ago, like last week, the entire team went to the Eagles preseason game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it was a real fun experience for everyone to bond and get closer together.
Was that the 18-18 game?
Yes, it was against Cleveland, yeah.
Well, you didn't see a win or a loss.
No, a bit of a snoozer.
That's weird. That's a weird game.
Yeah, it was.
Well, Kendall, thank you so much for being with us. Tell me a little bit about some of your highlights in Week 1, your touchdown rush, for instance. Can you take us through that play and what you saw? Move that microphone a little bit closer so we can
That's good.
hear what. Yeah, it's good.
I feel like I played hard. I did what I had to do. Keep down. I think it was like a minute left, fourth quarter. It was like a minute left, fourth quarter. I scored. The drive prior to that, We drove the ball down. I drove the ball down, and then we ended up fumbling, but we ended up getting it back. But it was a tough loss. We ain't gonna have it next week though. This week.
Tell me about the vibe that gives you that optimism and confidence that you turn things around in week 2. What's been going right in practice, and what lessons do you think you guys learned from a tough week 1 loss?
I just feel like everybody, like, the energy in practice went up a lot. Ever since we lost, everybody got the mindset it's not happening again. So we're going to go into Lower Moreland already on top. Like, and on top of that, we a game ahead of them. They didn't play a game, so we kind of have an advantage over them.
And Coach Collins was saying a team that Bristol, as a program, familiar with Lower Moreland. Do you got any history with these guys from previous seasons, and either a little extra motivated, maybe just because of, I mean, you get familiar with a team. I guess they say familiarity breeds contempt or whatever. Like, you get too close and you start to get a little animosity going.
Yeah, Lower Moreland, a school I always had like high competition with. Last year I scored 4 touchdowns against them, and then my freshman year I had dropped the game-winning ball for the playoff game. I had dropped it, so.
That's some history.
Yeah.
That's some history. What's it been like getting back in the classroom now, that transition? We've been talking about, you guys go through a lot, and you shared with me that not only do you play football, but you're on track team, and you do some part-time landscaping. It keeps you pretty busy, it sounds like. What's it been like adding the academics into that whole mix now? You got your schedule down, know where you're going?
Yeah, we don't start school till next week.
You guys aren't back yet?
No, Bristol doesn't start till after.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you guys are lucky. All right, we'll strike that question from the record, and we'll focus more on Lower Moreland then. So a lot of success against them last year. Is that something you've been talking with your teammates about? And have you taken on a leadership role now into this season, being a big part of the offense, telling everybody where they need to be?
Yeah. We got a good amount of people that can step up this year. So we got a few seniors that help me, so it's not just me telling everybody like what to do. We got people that stepped up.
So you guys are a little late arriving, but did you manage to grab a bite to eat? We've been asking everybody what kind of sandwich they've been going with.
Oh yeah, I got some chicken tenders.
Yeah, chicken tenders. We're back to the chicken. Back to the chicken tenders. All right, well, guys, thank you for giving us a little bit of time tonight, and best of luck this week against Lower Moreland. The Bristol Warriors rounding out our high school coaches roundtable show. This is week 1 action, but we're going to be here each week talking to these teams, getting an inside look into the program, and maybe next week celebrating Bristol win over Lower Moreland and going 1-1. All right. Thanks to Brianne O'Neill, our video engineer. She always does a terrific job. Thanks so much to Dave Guindon and to Jane for hosting the show. And thanks to you for being with us, either on YouTube, on the radio, or here at Sandy's Beef and Ale. We look forward to being with you next week for more High School Coaches Roundtable on the WBCB Sports Network.